Hi everyone, welcome to my channel ICT Active Learners. Today I am here to explain Cambridge IGCSE ICT 2021 October-November Paper 3 Data Analysis part. So candidate source files, what you need, they are here. These are the files. You have been supplied with the following source files. So I have them here, the source files with me in this folder. First, I need to prepare an evidence document. So they asked to create a word processor document. So we'll create one word processor document for evidence. And you have to name it as they mention N21 evidence, then underscore your center number, then candidate number. So we will just click on file, save as, desktop, and on desktop I have a folder with the name this one, then your center number and candidate number. That's all. This is your evidence document. Next step is to start with the data analysis. Now here they said you work for a company planning to recycle plastic waste washed up on the beaches of many islands in the Maldives. You will create a spreadsheet to calculate the cost of return journey from the recycling center to an island to collect this plastic waste. All currency value must be in US dollars, displayed with 2 decimal places. So open and examine the file N21 island.csv. So this is the one. This will be used to provide data for your spreadsheet, and the data must not be copied or the file changed. And also open and examine the file called N21 cost.csv. So both the files. Then place in the footer, right align the text costs prepared by. So in this file. So we'll open this file and then we will insert a footer. So in the footer at the right side, we'll just mention here cost prepared by, then space followed by your name, center number, candidate number. Done. And then OM032. Before this you have to type your name and then your candidate number, and then after followed by on, followed by space and today's automated date. On and then today's automated date. So here is the option date. That's all. Save this spreadsheet as with the file name N21 cost underscore center number, then candidate number. So just file, save it as, and I'm going to save it with the name as they mentioned, then followed by your center number, candidate number, OM030, then underscore your candidate number. And I'm going to save it as Excel workbook. It's saved. Now moving forward to the next step. Insert 2 new rows above row 1. So here You will just go to the normal view and to the top here we'll insert 2 rows just like that. Then after merge A1 to C1, merge them and then enter the text cost of plastic removal of 1 island. Just include the text here as they mention, and then next step is to merge the cell A1 to C1 to contain format it actually with the white font 26 point with a dark blue background. So just click here, 26 point font size, and it should contain white 26 point text. Text should be white and the background will be blue, dark blue. So we'll choose from here dark blue. That's all. Format the spreadsheet to look like this. This is how you have to format your spreadsheet. Okay. Yes. Yes, just like that. And then after you can just make this one smaller little bit. Yeah, next step is to move forward to the next step. Yes, all the text is exactly in the same way as it is required. Okay, now moving forward, if you look at the text, it is sans serif text, so even it is Calibri Arial. If you want to change it to Arial even, it will be much better, just like this. That's all. Fine. Moving forward to the next step. In cell B12, you need to enter a function to look up the name of the island using the code entered in cell B11. So you need to have the code of island. So if you look at this island file, here is the code and here is the name. So it means we need to use the absolute reference to get the name from here. So simple, go back to your main file and enter the function as I mentioned in cell B12 equal to VLOOKUP bracket start. Then by looking at the cell B11, okay, B11, and then you can use the absolute reference or this one, even both of them is okay. Then a comma, the table array. So table array is here in the other sheet, starting from point A2 till the end, or the name is enough here, till B86, then comma, you're looking for the name in column 2, this is column 1, column 2, then comma, you want exact match, so false, and then close the bracket. Closing bracket, when you press enter, you will get the name of the island here. Then again in cell B13, enter a function to look up the distance of the island from the recycling plant. So you need to find out the distance. So again, it will depend on the value you have in cell B11. So B11, comma, the table array is here. So this time you have to choose these 4 columns because distance is here in column 4. So just till here, then comma, column 4, and exact match, so false, bracket close, press enter, so you will get the distance as well. Then next step, in cell B14, enter a function to calculate the total distance traveled to the island and back. So means going and coming back distance. So simple, you need to multiply the distance that you have here by 2. So equal to 2, then multiply with the distance coming and going back, return distance. Here it is. Then next step, you need to contain one more formula here in cell B15. Enter formula to calculate the number of hours the return journey will take, and this calculate as return distance divided by operating speed multiply by the content of cell B6. Round up this time up to the nearest whole hours. So you need to use here a function, a formula actually. So let's go back here to this cell. So return journey time. So we'll just simply write here round up, then close the bracket, and then in roundup what exactly you are looking for, you will multiply the content of B14, okay, then you will divide its content on the product of B5 means the operating speed, and then multiply with B6, both of them, close the bracket, round up to the nearest, so 0, close bracket, and then just press an enter button to get the total journey time. Then after, next step is to in cell B16 enter a function to formula to calculate the fuel used for the journey, which is going to be journey return time multiplied by fuel consumption. So very simple here, fuel used equal to fuel consumption multiply by here journey return time, this one, multiply by fuel consumption B4 is what you get here. Then in cell B17 enter a formula to calculate the fuel cost for the journey. So the fuel cost for the journey, you will just simply multiply equal to B16, this one, multiply by the fuel cost per liter. So it will calculate for you the total fuel cost of the journey. Now let's move forward the next. Now in B17 you need to enter a formula to calculate the fuel cost for the journey. So it is very simple. What you have calculated here in B16, it is going to be multiply with the value fuel cost per liter to get the total consumption and the fuel cost of the journey. Next step in cell B18, you need to enter a formula so that if the journey time returned is less than 10 hours, it displays the value 4. Greater than or equal to 10 hours and less than or equal to 15 hours, it will display 6. Greater than 15 hour, it displays value 9. So you need to use a nested if here. So let's use a nested if here now. So you just simply write the function here equal to if bracket start if b15 is less than 10, then comma it will display 4, comma if b15 is greater than 15, then comma 9, otherwise 6. So two conditions are tested here and the remaining will just give you the final result. So right now, as the number of hours is less than 10, 9, that's why we are getting 4 here. Okay. And here in cell B19, enter a formula to calculate the cost of the crew for the return journey. Each journey will have 2 crew members paid at crew rate A and the other crew member will be paid at crew rate B. So what you need to do here, you just go to your sheet here, the cost one, the crew cost. Here we just use the function equal to B15. It depends on number of hours. B15 multiply by, then bracket start with 2 and then multiply by B7 rate A, then plus bracket start with the value we have in B18, number of required crew, minus 2. Why? Because we are getting here 4. So every time if it is less, then should be minus from the main value to get only 2 members, and then after multiply this value with the cell B8 for the second crew, I mean the crew rate B. So this is what you have done. So you got the cost for them 216, and at the end the total cost of the journey is simply you just add them, these ones, B17 then plus B19 and then plus B9, the text as well. Press enter. So let us read the question. In cell B20, enter a formula to calculate the total cost of your journey, which will include fuel, the crew and port taxes. So this is done. Then apply appropriate formatting to cell containing numeric values in spreadsheet. So let's go here. This is the price, fuel cost. Okay, so price. Now we need to check the accurate formatting. For example, the fuel cost, and then after here we have the rate per hour for crew and even the text, and then we need to look at the total value here, and then these two should be in dollar with 2 decimal places. So we need to format the cell here, format cell, currency should be in dollar. Yeah, for example, dollar and then 2 decimal place. That's it. So this is how it will look like. And then the next step is to save the spreadsheet. Fine, we will just save the spreadsheet from here. And then what you need to do is print your spreadsheet showing the formula. So you need to click here on formula, then show formula. This is how it will look like. Wherever you find the formula is not clearly visible, you just try to make it visible. Yes, just like that. And then you need to print it as showing the row and column heading, and grid lines are displayed. So file, then print. Here we have the setup. So sheet, then here row and column heading, and then grid lines, just like that. And then page orientation is landscape. So orientation, you change it to landscape. And then after, you need to show the content of the cell fully visible. So they are fully visible. You just need to print this time the formula. This is your printout 1. Now next step is here to print your spreadsheet showing values. Make sure it is in portrait. Row and column heading are not displayed. Grid lines are not displayed, and contents are fully visible. So go back to the page setup, sheet, no grid lines this time, and page orientation is portrait. Go back here and show the values this time. So this is how it will be. You just print this one, file, then print. So this is how the values will be shown when you print the spreadsheet. Moving forward to the next step, change the data to calculate the cost of plastic removal from the island with the code G5. So you just need to change here the code to G5. Now the cost and everything is totally changed. Now this time again, you print the spreadsheet with no column heading displayed. Simply take another printout with different data. So this time the result is different with G5. Fine. The last question is here. Open and examine the file N21 charts. So let us open the file N21 charts. Yeah, this is the file. Now here, what exactly they need from you? Cell B2 to B10 must calculate the average distance from the recycling center to the island in each atoll round to the nearest mile. Enter a formula in cell B2 that displays the average distance for the island in first atoll, and then replicate the formula into cell B3 till B10. So you just need to go back here. By looking at the name, it will calculate the average distance. So here you need to use a function first equal to average if then bracket start the range. So for the range you need to go to the island here. So here we have a tool and then we have a distance here. So starting from C till the end, this is our range, then comma, ask for the criteria. So whatever the criteria is here, so for the criteria you go to your sheet here and choose this cell by looking at this one, comma, average range. Now the average range is here. We have in the island the distance column till the end. That's all. Close the bracket and that's it. So you will get the average, and as they mentioned here, you need to round it to the nearest mile. So double click and just use here the function round, bracket start, this whole value, comma, to the nearest number digit 0 and close the bracket. So that's all. Now replicate this function to the rest. When you replicate this function to the rest of the cells, now you need to create a fully labeled and appropriate chart to display this data. So simple. They did not mention which kind of chart, so you just select this value, and better to insert a bar chart. So this is how it will be, and then after you need to do what? Save this spreadsheet and then take a screenshot of the formula used to calculate the average distance. So which formula you have used here, you need to take the screenshot of it. So in this case I will prefer to click on formula. Yes, so I can take a screenshot of it. So just print screen. This is my evidence 1. Evidence 1. Then just crop it. This is 1. And then next is to click on normal and then evidence 2. Copy and take a copy of your chart and paste it in your evidence document. So just copy this one and paste it there, or you can just include here a proper heading. For example, average distance of island in each atoll from the recycling center. And just copy this chart from here and paste this one as your evidence 2. That's all. This is how your chart will look like, and then that's the end of data analysis part of this question paper. So hope you have learned how to use the lookup functions, average function, and then calculating by using the proper formulas that they have provided to be used in a proper cell. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe the channel for more videos and updates.